Clark County Forensics Office, 11 a.m. the next day. The cold fluorescent light fills the large forensic hall, mingling with the sharp scent of disinfectant and metal. Detective Jack Mercer enters the autopsy room. Next to the autopsy table, Dr. Emily Harris, the chief coroner, is preparing the case files. Emily glances at Jack and says,
"Hi, Jack. This case is far more complicated than you thought."
Jack nods and fixes his gaze on the body lying on the morgue table, covered with a white sheet.
The victim is a man around 35 years old, named Michael Thompson. A resident of Clark County, he has 3 children and led an ordinary life. He worked as an accountant and has no criminal record, but the autopsy results. The cuts are precise, exactly along the joints. There's no sign of struggle except a scratch on his hand, likely occurring before the murder, and a needle-like mark on his throat. This suggests the victim was probably completely unaware of what was happening, likely sedated, but fully conscious enough to feel the torment as he was dismembered.
What about the molar?
Interesting. How did you know? One of the lower right molars is missing, but there's no trace of it at the crime scene. The killer took it with them.
Jack's office, noon the same day. Jack sits at his desk, the autopsy file open in front of him. He flips through the photos and reports repeatedly, his eyes fixed on the victim's lower jaw. The missing molar is unmistakable, yet his mind isn't ready to solve the case. A silent voice whispers in his head, "Why did the killer take that tooth? What message is behind this?" He feels the strange thrill the killer must have felt in committing the act. He knows the killer and the victim must have known each other. Who could have spent hours silently inside his home? Jack picks up the phone and dials the forensics office.
Emily, I have a few more questions about the tooth. Did you find something strange?
There's no sign of fingerprints or injuries inside the victim's mouth, but you can guess the tooth was extracted with difficulty, likely using a blunt knife.
Thanks for the details, Emily. If you find anything else, give me a call.
The victim's house, 4 p.m. Jack enters the victim's modest home. No trace of that night remains. It's as if someone has erased everything with perfect precision. In Mitchell's living room, Jack finds a small notebook on the table. On the cover, neatly written, Michael Thompson. He opens it and sees pages filled with notes, lists of meetings and calls. Every detail is carefully recorded, almost like a personal diary. Jack reflects to himself.
Mitchell, why were you killed? What did the killer want from you? How did they get into your house? Endless questions, yet not a single answer.
As Jack reads further, he notices mentions of 2 colleagues. He realizes he needs to meet them and investigate their connection to the murder. Still, something gnaws at him. He knows he's overlooked an important detail. That's why he must return to the police station, bringing the 2 in for questioning. They were close to Mitchell, almost like family, according to the way he wrote about them in the notebook. Police Department Main Hall, 7 p.m. The station was bustling with noise and movement when Jack stepped inside. His colleague, Stuart Johnson, greeted him with a grin.
"Jack, we've got a guest today."
Do I know him or is he new?
No, he's a fresh recruit. His name's Rick Riley, 22 years old, young and motivated. The guys are throwing him a little welcome party. You know how it goes. You should come congratulate him too. It'll mean a lot.
It was the same kind of initiation Jack had gone through on his first day. A strange Clark Police Department tradition. smashing a cake into the newcomer's face as a way of welcoming them to the team. Jack had hated it back then. In fact, he'd nearly torn the whole place apart because of it.
All right, Stewart, let's go meet him. Who knows, maybe he'll even help me with this case.
Isn't it a little early for that? He's been here less than an hour.
What's next then? Giving him a day off already?
Police department, interrogation room, continuation. Jack sat across from two of the victim's closest people. One, an old friend, and the other, his colleague from the accounting firm. Jack, calm but firm.
Who was Mitchell? How long have you known him? Did he have enemies, secrets that could have led to his murder? Where have you been when your friend killed?
The old friend, David, his face heavy with grief, tried to maintain his composure as he answered.
We were together, and Mitchell was an ordinary man. He had no real enemies. Organized, precise, sometimes even too patient. He worked with several companies, signing contracts and always staying professional. But a few weeks before his death, he got some strange anonymous calls. A rough voice, someone angry at him. But he never told me why.
Do you remember the exact day of one of those calls?
Yes, I think it was July 3rd when he called me, furious about it.
The colleague, Laura, visibly anxious, quickly added,
Just a few days before his death, Mitchell was looking into a major financial case. He said it was complicated and could cause serious problems, but no one but him knew the details.
All right, thank you both for coming in. If you remember anything else important, contact me immediately.
Jack took notes, deep in thought. Why would an angry caller reach out to David and not directly to Mitchell? And why was Laura, his co-worker, not aware of the sensitive financial case he was working on? Could someone have wanted to block Mitchell's success? Something didn't add up. Police car. Rainy night. Jack sits with Rick in the patrol car. Dim light barely illuminates the interior. The case file rests beside him.
The killer is professional. Everything is calculated like a chess game. But why the tooth?
Rick said.
I'm sure you'll catch the killer.
He decides to start investigating the dates on tickets and the victim's anonymous calls. Every last call, every recent meeting, each part of this story could be a clue. Local library, next morning.
Rick, get up. We need to go somewhere.
Where?
Don't ask questions. Just come with me.
Oh, inside the quiet library, Jack searches through Sevra and case files about the city's history and people connected to Mitchell. In his notebook, he writes, "There might be a lead here. I need to find out exactly what happened that day."
Don't forget to follow and subscribe to The Bloody Clue. Stay tuned for more mysterious stories. With me, Detective Jack Mercer.